Hello and welcome everyone, sorry for the delay in bringing another episode of One Life Challenge, but we are back and you asked for it and here it is. We've got Commodore 64 Hercules in the One Life Challenge today, so welcome on in. This is the cover for C64 Hercules. It is a re-release actually from the original Hercules, which came out in 1984. This is the 1986 re-release, which we'll discover a bit more of shortly. Well, let's do that now, shall we? Here we go. All right. So Hercules is a platform game written by Steve Back for the Commodore 64 and published by Interdisc in 1984. It was reissued in 1986 by Alpha Omega, and this is the Alpha Omega cover you see on the screen now. And ported to the Acorn Electron, BBC Micro, Commodore 16, Plus 4 and ZX Spectrum. Then Alpha Omega changed its name to the Powerhouse shortly after publishing the game. So there's another cover you might see in the wild with the Powerhouse logo rather than the Alpha Omega logo. And what about gameplay? What about the gameplay? Straight from Wiki, this is. As Hercules, the player must complete the 12 deathly labours of Hercules. The player traverses from each screen starting point to its goal by jumping between platforms, moving along them and climbing ropes. The platforms are not as they seem when the level begins. Some turn to fire when walked on, killing the player, and others cannot be seen until walked on. The game can begin with any one of 11 of the 12 labours. The 12th is always kept until the end, and then every time the player dies or completes a labour, a different random labour begins. There are 50 screens in total. And a bit more about the Interdisc release here and the various re-releases. The original Commodore 64 version was first released in 1984 by Interdisc. Although it received good reviews, the publisher was short-lived and the game was not widely promoted. It was later picked up by Alpha Omega, part of the CRL group, and reissued in 1986 at the £4.99 price point. When it was reviewed more widely in late 1986, Alpha Omega became the Powerhouse, selling at the lower budget price point of £1.99. The game was ported and released by the Powerhouse for the ZX Spectrum in 1986, the Acorn Electron, BBC Micro, and Commodore 16/Plus/4 in 1987. The Powerhouse release includes an audio track by HEX on the cassette after the game data. This is all cool stuff I didn't know before. This game's a favourite on a lot of Commodore 64 streams on Twitch. I think I first played this about 4 or so years ago and instantly fell in love with the game, and I haven't played it in probably I don't know, 6 months to a year. I haven't played this. I have not been practicing this before the One Life Challenge, as you'll probably discover shortly when I start playing. And also, as this is kind of like a memorization heavy trial and error type game, I will probably fail quite quickly, but I've also been kind of messed up because I've mostly been playing Yolanda, which is the Amiga remake of this game, Yolanda, which copies the level designs but changes them just enough to throw you completely when you go back to try to play this game. Let's take a look at the Zap 64 review. This was reviewed in September 1986 in Zap. I guess for the Interdisc release in 1984 there were no Zaps, so there's no Zap review from the original release. And Zap are not a big fan of the graphics of this game, very simplistic graphics, but these type of graphics were very common in 1984 Commodore 64 games. by late 1986, Commodore 64 games had moved on, and Zap didn't really explain that these graphics and gameplay and everything were from 1984. They kind of reviewed it as if it was like a brand new game for 1986. So I think they were a little harsh in their criticism of the graphics and sound of the game. But gameplay wise, they loved it. So let's check out the review here. This is the review in Zap's single page. Got one screenshot there, and we've got reviewers Julian aka Jazz Rignall up top, Richard Eddy in bottom left, and Gary Penn in the bottom right. Let's see their thoughts here. Oh, hold on. Ding 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 ding. All right, so this is Jazz Rignall's opinion. Take glasses off. Don't be misled by the sick graphics and sound. Back in 1986, when sick was used as to describe something, and back in 1986 it actually meant bad, unlike in modern times. Don't be misled by the sick graphics and sound. Underneath this pixel abortion, blimey, strong language from Jazz here. It's a brilliant platform game, just screaming to be let out. It's true to say that the graphics and sound are totally appalling. Just look at that screenshot and laugh. The game itself won't have you laughing though. It had me screaming and yelling in frustration. And I reckon the author of this game is a descendant of the Marquis de Sade. Okay. The screens are deviously thought out, and most of them require a lot of perseverance before they can be completed. What I really liked was the fact that you could start on any number of screens, making it nice and varied to play. Everything is played at one hell of a speed, and although most of the screens have a pattern, split-second reflexes are needed to actually complete them. As for addictiveness, this game really has it. It had me glued to the Commodore when I should have been doing reviews. But you were reviewing this game, right? So it's quit your jibber jabber. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant game, which definitely shouldn't be missed. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, Jazz. What were the right? Let's see what Richard Eddy thought about Hercules. Right, all you smarmy platform freaks, have a bash at this monstrous game. The graphics are naff and the sound is appalling, but it's such a great game. The random element is appealing, and it is usually a case of jumping before thinking. It's a hard task to complete a series of screens because you have to spend time getting to know the layout of the platforms. Definitely a game for all platform addicts. A game killer might prove helpful too. Game killer, I guess, is some kind of cheat mode cartridge. I don't know. Never heard of a game killer, but if anyone knows about the game killer, feel free to write in the comments. Next we have the final review and Gary Penn's thoughts. Believe it or not, Hercules is a great game. The action is fast and furious. In fact, I don't think there's a more frenetic and addictive I don't think there's a more frenetic and addictive platform game available. It looks abysmal and the sound is even worse, but the game itself is brilliant. I love it. If it was a female, I'd marry it. Excellent stuff, Gary. And the overall review, presentation 79%. NAF title screen, as you can see, the title screen is what you're viewing right now. NAF title screen, but high score table can be saved for posterity, and the random accessing of tasks is a neat idea. Graphics though, 21%. Listen to this. The 64 should have been on the pill to prevent the graphics from being conceived. Oh man, I can't believe I grew up reading this as a kid. It's so cool. Sound 20%. Does to the ears what the graphics do to the eyes. There you go. So graphics and sound 21%, slightly better than the sound by 1% of the graphics. Hookability 76%. Almost too frustrating to be worthwhile. Almost, but almost is not too frustrating to be worthwhile. It's actually absolutely worthwhile in my opinion. Last ability 94%, but perseverance reaps its own reward. Value for money 96%, less than a fiver for 50 action-packed screens. Overall 92%. Don't judge a book by its cover. Beneath the awful exterior lies a superb platform game. There we go. That's the Zap review of Commodore 64 Hercules. Alright, let's get to it. C64 Hercules. Number of players 1. The fifth labor. Oh god. Oh, that was close. Wait for this. Oh, I've forgotten how to do it. Is that right? Yes, come on. No! The trick rope got me second level. Damn it. Well, there we go. One Life Challenge is over for another day. Don't forget to vote on the next One Life Challenge, and I will be back soon. Bye bye, everyone. Right, let's get to it, shall we? Oh boy. Joystick import 1 for this. Okay, let me just prepare myself. Prepare myself some tea. And deep breaths. More deep breaths. And one more. Okay, alright, I'm ready. Number of players 1. I'm ready, let's go. Fifth labor. Oh, I'm dead. Did I press the wrong jump button? I pressed up to jump instead of fire. There we go. That was C64 Hercules. Man, I want to play some more Hercules, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that quietly in silence by myself. I hope you enjoyed episode 4 of One Life Challenge. Please vote for what you want to see as the next One Life Challenge. I will hopefully get back to one Life Challenge a day again. That's the schedule I want to get for these episodes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully we can last longer in the next One Life Challenge. Goodbye.